looks like we might get a second cut of haylage after all. We had, over the weekend, we had just short of 10 mil of rain on Saturday evening, and we actually forecast more rain for this week on Wednesday. So what I'm doing now today is obviously you can see I've got the Fert spinner on, and I'm spinning on 115 kilos per hectare of nitrogen sulfur, and I'm out on the grazing grass fields. I did do a couple of grazing grass fields several weeks ago, but now I'm doing the rest of them. So yeah, we're going to get some more rain on Wednesday. This will get washed in nicely. As you can see, there's not much grass out here. The cows that were out here, they've been taken back into the cow sheds because lack of grass, and the rest of them have got to go in next week, I think, because they're TB testing at the end of the month. So yeah, all the cows will be in, and then hopefully we'll get this fertiliser on, we'll get some rain, and the grass might all pick up a bit, ready for when they all go back out again. A few other things that are happening on the farm this week. The guys from Hunt Forest Group are out today. It's Monday today, by the way. They're out today. They're doing the service on the combine, so that will be nice to get all that back together. Basically, they came in back in the winter and gave it all a check over, and then they ordered some parts and service items, and then now they've just come back to put it all back together again and test it all out. So yeah, it'll be good to get that done. I need to service this week at some point. We'll probably do it on Wednesday or Thursday when it's raining. We're going to get the 5100M in the workshop and give that a service. That's just a 500 hour service, I think. Actually, it hasn't done that many yet. It must be 1,000 hours. Yeah, it's a 1,000 hour service. Yeah. We've had that about a year now, I think, actually, and it was I think it was an ex-hire one when we got it. Okay, it's now Friday morning, and I've just finished doing this fertilising. I only had like 50 hectares to do, and that was including a bit of contracting as well for somebody. I thought, as I'm just quickly driving past this spring barley, I'll quickly show you it. It's all coming, the awns are showing on most of it now, but it still looks very pale. Like I said, we had a bit of rain at the weekend, which would have done some good. Doesn't look too bad, but it doesn't look, it's not going to be a bumper crop of barley, put it that way. You can just see all the awns are starting to come out now, look. And the little heads are poking out. Yeah, like I said, it just looks a bit pale. Yeah, not too bad. Be interesting to see how it yields when it comes to harvest. It looks like we're going to get some more rain tomorrow, so I think that should be the saving of a lot of crops. It is a little bit late, but better late than never, I guess. Okay, I'm just passing the spring oats, so we'll quickly have a look at them on the way past. I can't remember what variety these are right now. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. But as you can see, these are just going to head. They're just popping out. And here, look, there's loads of them in there. Normally they'd be a lot taller than this, but obviously with the drought or the dry weather, they've sort of shot through their growth stages, and instead of putting their effort into growing tall, they've put their effort into growing their grain, and and now they're all showing out, or popping out. So now we have had that rain Saturday, it should have washed the fertiliser in, so they should start to darken up a little bit. And and there should be a half decent crop here. Fingers crossed. So we just quickly fast forward to Saturday afternoon. We've had another 7 mil of rain in the last couple of days, and as you can see, the crop is already looking better for it. It's looking darker, you know, a darker shade of green. They've probably grown in height a little bit. So basically that fertiliser, what was applied, that liquid N that was put on back in like beginning of May, that has been washed in with that rain that we had last Saturday, and is obviously being taken up into the plant now, which you can see, because it's definitely looking darker, and I'm pretty sure it's grown in height as well in the last few days. You don't want too much straw with oats anyway, it's a pain. But the only difference between this, spring oats and spring barley, the spring barley, it might be a rubbish crop, but it's a lot cleaner down in below. But with these spring oats, we've got this black grass growing, because with the spring barley we can use the herbicide, the granular Avadex, that's it. But with the spring oats you can't use Avadex, because it kills oats basically. So, but this will be a first wheat in the autumn, so hopefully we'll be able to use the Avadex then, and that will get rid of the black grass, and also we should get a good crop of wheat because it's had a break crop of oats. Alright guys, welcome back. It is Wednesday afternoon, and as you can probably see, I've got the Teagle topper on the front, and I'm out just tidying up a few little grazing grass fields, chopping off some weeds basically. Most of the cows have gone back into the yard. Well, I think I've already said this, haven't I? Most of the cows have already gone back because they're TB testing some point in the next couple of weeks. They're TB testing, so I don't really know the details. It has been trying to rain today, but nothing. Well, we've got a few spots on the window, but it hasn't really come to much. Barely even wet the ground. It looks like over sort of Thursday, Friday, there's more chance of rain, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. And the ground could do a good soaking really. This grass is almost dead, but like you saw yesterday, I put the fertiliser on, and that'll get washed in and have a bit of a break from the cows, and should be growing again. I did try logging into the cereals live earlier, but couldn't really. It was only just a quick look. I couldn't really see much. I'll have another go this evening, but not quite the same though, is it? It's a shame that it's cancelled, but I guess it's like everything else that's cancelled really. Some big old thistles out here. I've got the Hero 5 on the topper, so you'll probably see them in a minute. I did manage to watch the live event what John Deere put on yesterday evening. They're releasing a few new things, so yeah, that was quite interesting to watch. New self-propelled sprayer, which I was quite surprised to hear. It was 50k down the road. it's a fair old bit of kit to be flying down the road at 50k, but yeah, and the nozzles, it's got those variable nozzles that they automatically switch nozzles depending on what speed and that you're doing and what rate. That 8RX is a bit of a beast, isn't it? I think we definitely need to get one of them on demo. So the main reason why I wanted to watch that live event was because they were giving out more information about this new combine what John Deere are bringing out. It's I think there's going to be a couple of demos going around this summer, and basically they're pretty confident about it, that it's going to beat anything else on the market. It is a twin rotor machine, so the S series, what they sell at the moment, that's a single rotor, so it's like a big corkscrew, what the crop goes up through, and it separates the grain from the straw. But this new one, what they're bringing out, is a twin rotor, and they reckon it will do 100 tons of wheat an hour. So yeah, and just to put that into perspective, the combine what we have, that straw walker machine, T series, spot rate, I can get it up to about 50 tons an hour on wheat, so it'll be twice the combine what we've got. So it must be a hell of a machine. I expect it's got a 40-foot header on it. Yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see it working. I think they said they got a couple of demo machines running around this summer, or running around Europe. They must be pretty confident though about its performance, because they've put up 25 grand up for grabs for anybody that can basically outperform their combine in the same field. So yeah, they must be fairly confident, because 25 grand is a lot of money. I forgot to say earlier that the combine is now all serviced and ready to go. All I've got to do is change a few of these knife sections, because there's a few damaged ones, and put that back in, and then that is literally it. Raring to go. So yeah, had a full service. It did have to have some drive shafts changed and a returns auger as well. That was worn out, but luckily that was all on warranty. Let me see if I can see these drive shafts. Torch one. Where are they? Up here. Apparently there's grease points on these ones now. There wasn't grease points on the old ones. Ooh. There, look, you can see it's all greased. So yeah. Oh, I see, there's a pipe there, so you can grease the other end. There's a nipple on the end of that pipe. Lovely job. So tomorrow morning I've got to go up to farm 2 and help Dad, because he's got an issue with the boom on the sprayer. Bolt come loose or something, nothing major. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. I'm going home now. As you can see, the concrete is still dry. No rain yet. This is the good one. That's what it's supposed to look like, with the washer on top. Now I'm going to show you the bad one. having another quick look at these spring beans. You haven't actually had much rain up here, have you? Only
about 5 mil.
5 mil, so not as much as what we had at home. But they've definitely grown in height since we last saw them. They're in full flower now.
Not much sign of them setting any pods.
So will it be once they?
It might be. Yeah, there's the first little pod just being set there on the bottom flower.
Yeah. So he's finished flowering and then he sets his pod.
Yeah, there's another one just set. So we're just at very, very early stage of pod set. Hopefully they'll get a bit taller.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get taller.
But there's a lot of flowers on there, so
yeah. At least the flowers aren't right at the bottom. So there's potential there for them to come up a bit and.
Like you say, if they do come up, pods will just move up further away from the soil.
Yeah.
It can be a massive problem if the pods are all
near
the base of the plant.
Yeah, I think they look well. There's a bumblebee there, look. I expect when it's sunny, there's loads of bees out here, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, the other interesting thing about this is some pretty horrendous ground soil here. Real clay cap with no base to it. And it's amazing how well they've coped with it. Really. And if we sort of try and
yes. Heavy clay here.
Should have brought a spade.
Yeah. And they do seem to have done really well on it.
No, there ain't no bloody moisture there at all.
It's really dry.
I mean, we had a heavy shower yesterday, but it's just.
It dries up just as quick as it comes down, doesn't it?
And that is like concrete. I know we're in a tram line, but you can see what sort of soil that is. And even on that bit out of the tram lines, just as hard. There's a nut there, what Mr. Squirrel's brought out of that. You'll never find that, will he? Look at that.
It's having a good run around.
Bloody concrete.
Yeah.
Those beans somehow
managed to get their roots down.
But
they had a good cultivation. Alright guys, so it's Friday afternoon. We've actually had some rain today. A nice little few heavy showers. So I've got the 5100M in the workshop. Just been given that a quick service, just very regular service, just change oil, engine oil and filters and give it a good check over really. Nothing too drastic. Yeah, basically, or some of you have probably seen the live stream what we just done. So yeah, I was out topping this morning, now servicing this tractor. I'm almost finished to be honest. So yeah, George is actually washing the 215. I have done servicing videos before, but for those of you that haven't seen them, and for those of you that play Farming Simulator and wouldn't know, basically what we do is just drop the engine oil out of the engine, which comes out the bottom, at the bung. That's a fuel filter. That's where we fill up the engine oil. I should have videoed it already, but didn't have time. Fuel filter, and then there's also a transmission filter underneath. In lower gear. Lower down. Crash. Stand at the side. Hey? Stand at the side. Go on now. Go on. Go on. Give it some, boy. That's it. And again. Jump on there now. Get Tom on there as well. Go on, you lift it. on. Lift it and I'll go back.
Okay, you got to go, so go on.
That's it, she's in. Not quite. Come on, out of the way.